Alrighty, gentlemen. Factorio Part 3 Q&A. Instead of doing like a normal scripted video, I was like, let's just do dot points. So here we go. First question. Does it jiggle? Thanks, mate. Okay. Can you talk about the process of how you wrote the script for the Factorio video, or just the process in general for all videos? Yes, I can. So each video is a little different, and this one was quite different to normal given just how big it was. First of all, I had to play the game. In total, this video is about 200 hours of gameplay recording. Not all of that was recorded, about 160 hours of footage exists, which is like a terabyte and a half on my hard drive. So once that was finished in about February 2025, that's when I began post-production. The first, I had to review all of that footage. I didn't do it all in one go, but if we look on the script, so I didn't do all of the footage review in one go, but here's the script. This is the footage review section of the script, so it's like clip, and then what we're doing in that clip. There are hundreds of clips, because there's 160 hours of footage, and each one of these is about 30 minutes, max. So, yeah, there's a lot here. This took forever, and was extremely boring. Once that was done, I wrote down, like, just a whole bunch of ideas, and, like, notes. If I scroll up to the top, I've got, like, all my ideas. There's just so much here. So many ideas. Insane amounts. I saw this photo of an oil field in Bakersfield, California, that had a 7-hour erection. Couldn't fit that one in, but there it is. Once the ideas were sort of down, it's all kind of mixed in. Like, these things don't happen sequentially. It's like, I'll have an idea and then I'll add it to the list while I'm doing other stuff. So then I had to write the actual script itself. This is the words that I spoke. If I highlight all of this real quick, it is about 7,000 words. I'd guess that this 700 is probably just repeated text and stuff that's not actually script, like these dot points. So writing the script is one of the harder parts of making a video, because when you make a video, or when you make anything really, there's an infinite number of ways that this could turn out, or infinite number of ways that this thing could be. And when you make it for real, it can only be one of them. So you have to, like, pick the best one out of, like, infinite possibilities. So, like, picking the actual best one, therefore, is impossible, because there's infinite ways that it can go. So you just have to sort of try your best, I guess. And it requires thinking about things a lot, and, like, internalizing the script, internalizing the footage, understanding everything you're trying to achieve, and it's difficult. There isn't really a shortcut to it. You just have to sort of do it a lot, and you'll get better at it, I guess. So for this video, I tried stringing together all the plot points in the most engaging way I could, which means not everything is chronological. So, this scene where the nuclear reactors run out of juice and the base gets barbecued. Yeah, this scene where the base gets absolutely obliterated by the coronal mass ejection happened at, if you look at that, it says 187 hours. This is a fair bit later than the scene after this, because I just thought it would be more interesting earlier in the video. I think it would make for a better viewing experience. I'm curious what you guys think, if this is like an acceptable thing to do. Like, I'm kind of not telling the story how it actually happened. Kind of all out of order, if you know what I mean. So then, once that was done, I could do the voiceover. I would typically just do like one section of voiceover, so if I look back in the script, we'll do like the intro. Then I'll edit the intro. That is this. I'll edit the intro. And a good day of editing for me is about 2 minutes, but that's like, I'll get like 2 minutes of footage done. So I edited this video myself, which was an interesting experience. I don't know really why I decided to do it, to be honest. I guess it's because it allows me to have more creative control over my own video, but it takes way longer and is much more painful. Like, I have editors, they literally work in the room next to me, so like, I could have just got them to do it, but I wanted control. I wanted full control. When you edit a video yourself, you understand everything about the video, and then I can change things better, I guess. That's the only way I can say it, to be honest. Okay, not a question, I just wanted to thank you for including pop-ups for the background music to let us know what it is. You are welcome. I do this because I spend a lot of time researching the right music in my videos, and if people like it, then they should know what song it is so they can find it themselves. That's basically the thought. Doesn't take much effort, and yeah. It's simple. Not all of these songs you could use in your own video. A lot of these are licensed, so don't use them if you don't have a license for them. I'll leave it at that. But typically video game soundtrack is fine to use, generally speaking. Not every video game, but yeah. How did it feel doing all the Stargate puzzle work only to get lousy victory screen 3.0? Honestly, it felt fine. I had already watched Doshington's space exploration videos, specifically this one where he actually finishes the puzzle, so I knew what to expect. And what I actually, in terms of what I felt, honestly, nothing that crazy. Here's the actual footage of us doing it.
Oh no, you're not.
Oh.
That's it.
Finished. 300 hours.
There you go.
That's it. Is
Done.
that the ending?
That's the end.
Basic console. Wow.
We did it, boys.
One rock.
Yeah. As you can see, I'm not the most enthusiastic. I don't know. It's weird. It's like it was just a long series of like, and the next step is we do this thing, and then the next step is we do this thing, and then once the next step was key in the last symbol to the puzzle, that's what I did, and then it ended, and that's basically all that happened. Anyway, will you make a satisfactory video? Perhaps. Mart, do you flip your physical camera or digitally alter it in post to be right side up for those of us not in Australia? Yes. If I left it unaltered, the camera would look like this, and I would be at risk of falling into the ceiling. There were a lot of questions asking why I used AI, or like if I did use AI for certain parts, so yes. For 3 shots, I believe, I used some AI video, because, I don't know, I thought, why not? I didn't think it would be a huge deal. Some people really got offended that I did. I don't know, man, just fucking, like, a lot of the sort of arguments are like, why didn't you hire an artist? Like, dude, I wouldn't have hired a fucking artist to make a 2-second pickle bit. Like, come on. Relax, okay? Just relax. And I also used it, obviously, for writing the code, but no one really had any objections to that, and I think that's reasonable, right? Like, if I don't know how to code, it's unreasonable to expect me to learn how to code rather than just use AI, you know what I mean? 1, favorite bit that you did, and 2, did you have to look up a guide for opening the portal? My favorite bit of the video is definitely this part where I send Tristan to his own little planet. I think it just works really well. It's funny. It's just everything that I need it to be, you know? And like the whole build up to it is good. That is my favorite bit of the video. So then, did you have to look up a guide for opening the portal? Yes. I watched a video. I watched this video by this guy Factorio.
Is in the triangle with the up symbol now, and so we want to then figure out.
Yes, this soft-spoken man taught me how to finish this. It gave me the general idea of how to solve it and the approach that he used. Of course, I still had to figure out a lot of the implementation myself, and I had to visit all the pyramids and make all my schizophrenic diagrams. Here they are. My beautiful schizophrenic diagrams, yes. Basically, I don't know, watch the video. It's complicated, I can't really explain it right now, but it's yeah. Took a lot of effort. Just doing the triangles and doing these takes a lot of effort because there's like 60 of them. 64 of these. So you have to it just takes forever. If I had to guess, I probably would have gotten stuck after sticking all the symbols together into this shape. I probably wouldn't have figured out that this is a pentacastodecahedron, and then even if I did, I would have been like, I don't know how this computes, to be honest. Maybe if I bashed my head against it for long enough, I would have figured it out, but I don't know. So why did I portray it like I figured it out on my own, like my brain is so large? I don't know, I think showing how one would figure it out is the easiest way to explain how it works in an engaging way. So like, think of the YouTuber 3Blue1Brown. Let me pull him up real quick. This guy, his videos are often like how you would discover something, and I feel like that's a much better way of explaining a complicated concept. He does it really well. Does this make me somewhat disingenuous? Yes. Do I care? No. Okay, next question. Have you tried the recent Factorio expansion? If so, how do you think it compares to space exploration? I've not. I haven't played it a single time. I'll be fucking 100. I really wish I have, but I didn't want to do anything that might, like, ruin the save file or anything. I was just, like, petrified that I would do that. So I still haven't. I've still not played it to this day, which is kind of crazy. But, you know. How long was Tristan stuck on that planet, and did he ever escape on his own? We all know you put him there because you were worried he'd get to the true ending before you. Well, of course. So we sent Tristan away at around 195 hours. So 197, there you go. He hopped on Factorio a handful of times, probably totaling around 5 to 10 hours of playtime. And in that time, he built this. Yeah. So no, he did not escape his prison. Is space racism more enjoyable than normal racism? It is infinitely more enjoyable. How painful was it on a scale of 1 to 10 to complete this series? I know how much time it took, but even then, a numerical value would be nice. To be totally honest, like 8 or 9, it was pretty fucking painful, to be honest. I think playing the game itself is easy. It's an addictive game. You can just spend hundreds of hours on this game if you don't mean to. But the editing was torturous. It was just so long. And anytime I wanted to get a new clip, first reference the script. So let me have a look at the script real quick. Scroll up in the script, which is, real quick, 29,000 words. So we have to scroll up in the 29,000 word... I mean, not all it's actually a script. A lot of it's just like... what actually happened. So we'll have to scroll up, be like, okay, January 31st, we did nuclear-powered spaceship. So, then we go Jan 31. Oh, what timestamp was that? Jan 31, 109.35 p.m. at 2:44:35. 109 p.m. at in-game time 2:44:35. What was it? 2:44:35, yes. There we go. Okay, this, finally, now I can select that clip. Drag this in. This is the clip that I was looking for. It took fucking forever. Every single clip I wanted to add was that. God, that was painful. Why did you use the plague on your home base? Why didn't you just use fire and bombs? Why didn't you use it on the bug world? Why did you kill Friend? I would have loved to plague rocket Alecto. That's this planet with the Vitamelange. But Vitamelange is a living thing. It doesn't look like it, but it is. And when you plague rocket a planet, it kills all living things, including like all trees, all fish, and Vitamelange. So I couldn't use it there. I ended up using it on Norvus because, I don't know, why not? RIP Friend. He died, like, here. Would you consider posting a mod list for what you used during your playthrough? Whether it was just space exploration or a bunch of other mods that you downloaded along with it, the info would be amazing. Yes! So, first of all, to use it, you need to run Factorio in version 1.1.110. Then you go into Factorio, you go mods, install, and then just search Martincito, and you'll get a mod pack. This is the current one that I used, Martincito Stream Mod Pack 2022. And also, if you want to play the original saves mod pack, you can. And it even includes being able to waterfill houses, so there you go. Can I borrow $20? No, JewelCat7751, you cannot borrow $20, but you can get a tour of the factory. So here is Norvus, our home base. We've got our central area with like these city blocks that I stole from Nilaus, who's a Factorio YouTuber. Pretty solid base, I'd say. Gets the job done. We have a lot of production facilities around the sides. These sorts of things. This green circuit facility that makes 1 billion green circuit. Look at this. Look at this. Look at all these inserters as well. This is one of the mods that we've got. It lets you configure the inserters to be crazy. What else do we have? And then if you zoom out, you can see the wall that we built back in the day. Obviously not very useful anymore. Now there's nothing alive on this entire planet. Anyway, that's Norvus. Then we go to Norvus Orbit. And we get this beautiful factory and this beautiful construction that Ben built that was, you're not gonna believe it. But it was too big. Anyway, so we bring our stuff in over here with delivery cannons. I don't know why I put all these lights down. I think I might have been having some sort of fit. Yeah, we shoot the stuff into orbit with delivery cannons, which, if we go back down to Norvus, up here. Here are our delivery cannons shooting stuff into space. Pew, 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 pew. They are shooting stuff constantly, and these chests are receiving stuff constantly. That's a bit outdated though. Now we have the space elevator, so we got trains that bring everything in. Here's our little space elevator. And these trains go fast. Okay, they go really fast. They're stupid. They're extremely overpowered, but I don't care. So we bring our resources in there. We got our little bus. Takes our resources to where they're needed. And then for the most part, these designs are all based on bots, because that's easy, and easy is fine. Here's our beautiful Arcosphere balancer at work. This I made myself. I didn't have to look up any guides for it, and I'm proud of that. Very proud. Okay. Next up, we've got Seagull. Not much to report here. This place makes Cryonite. Very good. Then we have Agni, our volcanic planet that's got the little pyramid on it. It makes Vulcanite. Not much to report here either. Ninlil, even less to report here. It makes holmium chloride. That's all it does. And then the byproducts we throw in the fucking creek. We throw it in the fucking creek. This is Silverhorn, our iridium planet. It makes iridium. Clearly we don't have demand for iridium right now because it's not moving. Oh yeah, and it's got a coal miner. Very cool. Then we've got Tristan's planet. Not much to show you here, to be honest. Then we've got Dionysus, the one that makes beryllium. We've got a bunch of mines connected with a cheeky little rail network. Then it takes the... what's this stuff called? Beryl? Yes, takes the beryl over to here, does all the things, does lots of things, turns it into ingots, puts the ingots back on a rocket. That's this planet's entire purpose. We got Electo, makes Vitamelange, with this nice big Vitamelange setup. Very nice. And we've got our deep space asteroid fields. We've got Shad Skies, which I think is deadlocked because we don't have enough storage for iridium powder. This is one of the byproducts that it produces. And I didn't deal with it the entire game. I just built more chests. I would just do this. There's another deep space asteroid field, Melancholia. I actually did go here, and this is where the bulk of our Naquium comes from. From trains. There you go. Beautiful. And that's pretty much it. Actually, that's not pretty much it. We have some, what is it? Some dimensional anchors around different stars. This one has clearly been hit with a lot of asteroids over many hours. So that's, yep, that's there. Takes 60 gigawatts. Not cool. And of course, how could I forget Phonestra, the anomaly. We have our antimatter reactors around the side. And the portal itself. Very nice. Okay. That's the video. Go watch the video if you haven't already, and goodbye. Bye.